And we are live. Hey, hi, how's it going, audience? We are going to be doing some talkative training today. You know, we've noticed something about one of our party members that we think needs to be rectified a little bit. And that is, that's Roy. So Roy's cool and all, like, that's pretty neat. But Lord Roy is a dead-end line, as in he has no ability to go up and down, which is fine. It's fine. He's a mega level. That's to be expected to some degree. But Shark, he is an Ultra. Rootkit, she is an Ultra. Tenebris, he may be a Mega, but he's also a mode-shifted, modded thing, so he's got a power boost. I think the big thing is just making Roy on par with the rest of the party in terms of his extremities. So the idea currently is regress him to Skull Greymon, and then work from there to see if we can find another Mega Evolution that has an Ultra form after it, and then hitting those prerequisites. So, we've got a couple of people in the call who will be able to speak when the time comes. One of them is Lord Roy's player. Hello.
Oh, hello.
He keeps the crown.
Looks... Oh, okay. That looks really stupid.
Oh, that's goofy. But taking a moment to analyze these two silhouettes here. One of them, I think, is Blackboard Greymon, and the other, I think, is Shine Greymon. So, which would you want to try first?
Isn't that Creepymon?
Is that creepy?
Because we looked this up. It's
that
I believe Creepymon and God, I actually don't remember, but I remember Creepymon because I kept making fun of his name. Because God. They such a downgrade in names. I'm so sad for Creepymon.
They screwed him over. He used to be Daemon. He was all cool and shit, and then they sucked that out of him. They castrated Creepymon, and the reason why they did it is because of the Satanic Panic. Like, when you think about it, Creepymon had to have his name changed from Daemon. But you've got Devimon and Lady Devimon, and then Vamademon, which is Vampire Demon. I'm just saying it's a little weird what they had to do, and I think it's purely because it was just so on the nose demon, which is silly and stupid. But on that topic, do you want to see what his...
It was okay, so it was Creepymon and Shine Greymon.
I know Shine Greymon just from the silhouette alone. Do you want to see what Creepymon's... See if Creepymon has any options past him? Just,
we can, I guess.
Okay. We'll probably check out Shine Greymon first because he is easier to accomplish.
Did they change the animation for Platinum Junk? I don't remember.
Platinum Junk has always been him throwing just a pile of silvery shit.
I do not remember that animation being that way.
Basically all the Numamon and all the Sukamon have that same gimmick of crap. The other garbage Digimon.
I remember that they have the junk thing, but I do not remember it being them throwing a pile of shit.
It's a little weird. I think it comes in from the era of, like, you know, Tamagotchi, where you had to really take care of your Digimon, and that included cleaning up after them and making sure that their environment is healthy. And what are you going to clean up from a Digimon other than the refuse that is their crap? That's it. And I don't think they... I think they kept it as, like, a gimmick, which is weird. Did he... Okay, well now it's gotten weirder because Nanimon apparently throws his.
It was literally called Poop Dunk.
Eh, eh, eh. I like
At least Platinum Junk covers it up in name as like a junk. No, that was literally Poop Dunk. They just hand and stuff and slammed it on your head.
They missed the chance to call it Junk Dunk. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Junk Dunk would have been such a good name.
Junk Dunk is a tea bag.
Junk Dunk. Okay. We're gonna have to level him up a little bit more. I think 3 more levels ought to do it. Then we'll see if he can turn into Shine Greymon. And what we'll do is we'll save before then. So if there's nothing for Shine Greymon, we just reload the save, and we don't have to worry about going up and down here. While you've got this opportunity to chit-chat and talk, I recently learned how to play the Digimon TCG. I've been collecting cards for it for a while because, you know, I'm a big Digimon nerd. I like me some Digimon. Digimon are all cool and stuff. But the, like, proper game is a little funky in terms of play. It's a card game where you have a resource kind of like, it's not Magic the Gathering, is it? It's Hearthstone, where you have, like, the specific resources to play the cards. Is that it?
I mean, that's true for both of them, but they use different resources. You need to be a bit more specific.
Okay, well, oh, hold on. Before I go blabbing off, there is an Ultra Form for Shine Greymon that we could go for. If you want to... But I do want to see what Creepymon has to offer before we go settling into that. Basically, the TCG has this kind of resource called memory. And whenever you play a card, you basically spend memory, but it's a gauge. So if you spend enough memory, you give your enemy resources to work with. So it's a back and forth tug of war sort of thing.
So memory you spend goes to your enemy?
If you spend enough of it, yes. Like if you make a massive memory sink for some reason, you give your enemy more things to work with. But Eric and I, having played it, we learned that we can basically cripple our enemy's memory supply by leaving it at like 0 or not spending memory at all. Because when it goes back to the enemy's turn, their memory is still in our side of the gauge, so they have nothing to work with. Which is one of the few quirks about the game that I don't know if homebrew rules would be necessary. You can do a couple of interesting plays with the memory gauge thing, but let's say that we go to the main phase of any given turn, and you decide to attack your opponent. When you attack, you have 2 targets, a security stack, or suspended Digimon. The security stack is just like the top 5 cards of your deck, and that functions as basically a barrier for defense. Every time it gets attacked, it loses a card, but it will activate the security effects, or if it's a Digimon card itself, it will be able to fight back, which is all well and good, but there's a couple of weird quirks here. For the security stack, even if the Digimon in that stack is stronger than the attacking Digimon, it still gets destroyed, which is weird, because it means that by chance you could draw like your best cards from your deck for your security stack and not be able to take advantage of any of it, because they just disappear as soon as someone attacks. And that can that can be a bit of a ball twister. Emptying a particular Digimon in just that fashion. But I suppose it does introduce that like layer of risk. If you decide to attack the stack, you have to be ready for the security stack to bite back. So, you know, that's fine. But the suspended Digimon thing is the weirdest part. So, to suspend a Digimon, it has to be done through a card effect. Or...
I will be right back.
Oh dear. Okay, well, we got plenty of time to grind, and I've got plenty to talk about. So, to suspend a Digimon, you have to use the effect of a card, or you have to attack. And now, the card that you attack is not suspended. Instead, when you attack, your card is suspended. So, when you have the option of security stack or suspended Digimon, it's weird because all you can do is attack the security stack if none of your enemy's Digimon have opted to attack yet, or haven't attacked before. It's a little strange going into it from being a Yu-Gi-Oh player, because to attack the player's health or life points directly, you would have to empty the field of monster cards, and that's just kind of like the thing I remember the most about it in terms of like win conditions and such. So the fact that you can't like use your Digimon as meat shields is a little weird to me. But it gets weirder because you can only attack Digimon that have recently attacked. So you have no choice to attack certain things at certain times. I suppose it introduces more strategy to it, but I like the prospect of being able to attack Digimon at any time. However, those Digimon are basically meat shields for your stack. It means that you want to get more out to the field to keep up both damage and defense. I suppose the biggest thing here that would, I think, explain why they did it that way is Digimon cards don't have a health or a damage or a defense, they just have DP. It's a single number that determines the amount of power the card has. If your DP is higher than your target card, you win. If it's lower, you lose. If it's the same, I believe it's a mutually assured destruction. So if your opponent had a really high DP card, and the only way to attack their security stack is to clear all the Digimon on the board at your enemy's side, you wouldn't be able to breach that particular opponent unless you had a card effect that deleted them from the field, or sent them back to the hand, or something like that. So, I get it. I get it. It's just strange to me, being a novice from a completely different genre of card game. I think that's really it in terms of like the little quirks that came to my mind when it comes down to it. Yeah. We still gotta do some more grinding for your boy Roy. I think he might be like level 99 by the time that we actually get him to be as strong as we need him. I might be able to feed him some intelligence carrots. Hold on. I gotta see if I have any. Clever carrots. We got some. Okay. Goal is to get them to 160 intelligence. Now. There you go, my boy. Okay, he has the intelligence he needs, now it's just a matter of ability. But that is a different kind of grind. Not so much the XP grind as it is the money grind. So, let's cover that. Oh, back to the battlefield. So, TCG, pretty fun. Other mechanics that I think are interesting in it include the idea of Digivolution and breeding phases. So, when your turn rolls around, you have a thing called a breeding phase, and you have this separate little side deck of egg cards. During the breeding phase, you can choose to summon an egg card if you have an empty slot, or evolve a thing that's in this kind of little area called the breeding field. Digivolution is cheaper if you decide to go that route, but it's delayed over the course of turns as you slowly evolve a single Digimon upwards. Another benefit to doing that is if the component Digimon for its line have inherited effects, the most recent Digivolution will have those. So you can kind of construct a series of abilities that synergize with one another as well as it possibly could, to take advantage of this little guy. And once you've had a Digimon up to a certain point, like make them strong enough, you can move them out of the breeding field in order to be properly used and.
I am back. Hello.
Hello. I've been talking about the Digimon trading card game, like a big old nerd.
Sweet. Didn't actually know they had a trading card game.
Yep. They've technically had 2 trading card games, but I believe they basically rebooted from the original. The original I never learned to play, but I would always ask for, more Digimon cards on Christmas, because I love Digimon, and I loved having the little cards, and never actually learning how to play with them. But
yeah,
well,
that sounds like how most kids actually use those. We had them, and then we never used them, because no one actually knew how to use them.
Yep, that's just the way of it. As you can see, now that you've just gotten back, I have the strange kill squad that is these guys. These guys here. Reason being, I needed to get enough money to buy, I believe, Miracle Meat. 2 should do. Point of meta. Fuck. Miracle Meat is to feed to Roy. Yep, okay. We needed to get him up to a certain amount of ability. We're going to go ahead and save. And we're going to evolve him into what we think is Creepymon, just to see if he has an Ultra form.
I really hope there's some kind of mod or something that allows him further.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Okay, so one comment on the design. He got weird hands. He's got some very weird hands. Look at the...
You like the fact that one's twice the length and size of the other?
No, I'm talking about the malformed thumb that he has on his smaller hand. Look at that.
Oh, I didn't even know. Why is the thumb bigger than why?
Yeah, I don't mind his hands being different sizes. That's fine. Asymmetry is cool sometimes. It's the thumb. It's the thumb that's doing it. Oh, but he does have two. He does have 2. You want to see if...
Let's see, what do they need? 99 and
Level...
120.
Okay, that is tough stuff. This one is way easier to get.
Guys, we'll check that one out first, then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 120
Yeah,
ABI does not sound easy.
you have... For me, I believe it is spending 50,000 bits each for every 10. So, it's not. But...
And how much would I have?
You currently...
Right now?
You currently have 102. So it'd only be 2 meets for me to accomplish that.
Okay.
Whole point
This
is,
isn't nearly as bad as I thought it might be, but still kind of sucks.
what we'll do is we'll get you up to level 60, accomplish the goal of the first one, and then if the first one is not sufficient, we'll take this all the way up to level 99 and see what that is capable of. I've got a hunch. I don't
What
know.
is it?
I don't know if it's a vanilla thing, but it's an ultra level Digimon that's meant to be like the composite form of the 7 deadly sins in Digimon.
That sounds sick.
It's basically a giant.
Also, what? God damn it, second.
Take your time. Just give me an excuse to
Oh
talk.
my.
It gives me an excuse to talk more about Digimon card games. And then, that's a great segue into Digimon extensive material in general. I like Digimon, but there's just so...
Okay.
Hello. There's just so...
Sorry, Discord was being stupid.
Okay. I like Digimon stuff, but there's very little actual games to them, and every game made by the company in like an official, lineup, they're very different from one another. Like Digimon World Next Order is a very different game from Digimon World 3, and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth I think is tied in to the World Series, but it's also different from one of its predecessors, being Digimon Story Dusk, or Digimon World Dusk. Basically, what I'm getting at is Digimon tends to be very inconsistent in terms of the quality and type of material that it's pushing out, which I think is a massive loss, but the fandom knows what they want in terms of a Digimon game. They are very sure of that, and that's led to a lot of fan creations that I just relish in. A good example is the modding community for Minecraft has come up with like 2 unique mods. One is called Digimobs, and the other is called the Digimod. And they both try to accomplish the goal of adding Digimon to Minecraft. And pros and cons, Digimod, or the Digimod, plays around with Digimon in a fashion that is very similar to Digimon World, where you have the little guy, you have a bunch of training dummies, and then you have him improve their stats by training off of them. There are raising mistakes and certain conditions that allow for them to branch off into different paths, which are cool. It only has up to Ultimate level Digimon, and it doesn't have every Digimon ever, but it's fun, and it maintains the kind of Minecraft texture and blocky aesthetic, which I adore. The Digimobs mod, on the other hand, is a little different. It has way more Digimon. It has a completely different fighting style that's more on par with Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, but it's got a couple of different things like genetics for Digimon, so you are able to breed in certain paths based off of, crossbreeding them together. But the big thing is all of the Digimon that it has in comparison. And to accomplish this, it uses something called dot mode. So instead of having a proper 3D model, a blocky thing, they use the sprites from things like VPETs in this kind of flat texture that roams around the world, which sounds kind of low grade, but it's meant to function as a placeholder thing, so the coded Digimon can exist separate from the model having to be completed. I appreciate both mods for what they do. It's really just boils down to which you think is going to be more entertaining. I am huge on the intimacy that raising a Digimon can bring, so that's what I tend to go for. Meaning the Digimon, the Digimod, God, their names are so similar. The Digimon That particular mod, I like that more just because it forces you to be more interactive with your Digimon. It's very nice. However, I can't deny that the Digimobs mod is a little bit higher. I'm not going to say higher quality, but it's had a long history into building it, so it's had way more time to cook, giving it a pretty sharp edge. But besides mods for games, there are also fan games. Plenty of fan games. Digital Tamers. That is a Tamagotchi thing that you can do for the PC. It's got quite a few Digimon in it, and it does the raising mechanics that are oh so fun. Besides that, there are some that are built off of the backbone of the Pokemon kind of fan game creator thing. I'm going a lot because I'm trying to process all these thoughts. That's what people tend to do. There you go again. Fuck. Point is, Digimon fan games. I love Digimon fan games. There's a few. There's a few too many that try to just be Pokemon, but with Digimon instead, which I think is a massive loss. So, you know, whenever something happens to crop up, I just go, hey, let's examine this a little bit. There is at least two of them that I like, or two of the fan games that I've got a bit of a thing for. Big one is Digimon Olympic Strikers. Pokemon style handling of Digimon, but they have branching paths with different Digivolution requirements. There is a ton of Digimon, and I think they use the sprites from various V-Pets to accomplish this as well. So it's a couple of rips, but they're used in the same fashion that Pokemon Fire Red uses their sprites. So it's not intrusive. It feels like they should be there. It's currently work in progress, and I believe it's made by I can't remember who exactly was making it, but I think it might be I'm gonna say Danish. I'm gonna say they're Danish. A little Danish group. I don't know. I might be just saying Danish because that's the word on my mind. They might actually not be Danish. Point is, they made the game. I tried joining their Discord. It's not in English, so I got lost pretty easily. It was mainly to ask a question. How do you modify the config file for a custom Pokemon game, right? There's the Pokemon game creator thing. How do you change the prerequisites and available evolutions of a Pokemon? Because I wanted to find that out. Something I noticed about Digimon Olympic Strikers is it had a distinct lack of branching paths. There were a couple here and there that were based off of things like, oh, did you evolve it at nighttime or daytime? Is it a male or a female? Is its attack or defense higher? All that good meaty stuff. But they didn't cover the kind of web that Digimon tends to do. It's like they were missing out on that wild up and down that Digimon are known for. So I was curious to see if I could find a way to edit the evolutions of their Pokemon, which are just Digimon. That's the whole point. They're using a Pokemon format for Digimon. So I wanted to see if I could find anything on it, but I unfortunately couldn't. I couldn't figure it out myself, but I guess I'll do some digging on it later. I think what I'd have to do is figure out a way to actually edit the... what's the word? I'd have to figure out a way to edit using the Pokemon game creator itself, and then try and unpack the fan game to see what I could accomplish. It's a small thing, small brief distraction from all of the other good stuff that Digimon has to provide. There's plenty of other fan games out there, and those are alongside extensions of it, like V-Pet's Vital Bracelets and the trading card game. All in all, I am enjoying all the extra stuff, but I'm really hoping they throw us a bone. And by us, I mean the fans of Digimon World Dusk and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, where they've got the farm islands, the training dummies, and all that good business. I'm hoping they throw us a bone at some point and give us another opportunity to play around with those concepts. Because I miss I miss having the little screen on my DS just give a little blip, show the tiny sprite of my Digimon training in front of a punching bag, and then either failing or succeeding. Just, there's a certain charm to it, I guess. But I believe that does...
Very understandable.
I had a thought while I was saying that. Something about farm islands, something about training dummies, something about nostalgia. Fuck, I lost it. I completely lost.
That is always what it happens. Like, it comes to you, but you're in the middle of saying something. So you're like, I gotta finish what I'm saying, and then I'll talk about this idea that came to my mind. And when you finish what you're saying, you look back and the idea's gone. You're like, wait, no, what happened?
No, it's left. No. Well, shit happens. Sometimes you're just talking, trying to fill the void, and then you get an idea, and then that idea dies on the spot. Oh well.
Too much pressure.
Too
Much pressure. I'm out.
Also, we can see Lord Roy's potential Ultra here. So, let's see how
Can we
that
save first?
I already did.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like. Da-da-da. Okay. His hands are symmetrical now. He's also incredibly vivid.
It's a lot.
It's very bright. Crown of Wrath increases attack and intelligence by just flat 15%.
That's pretty thick.
I imagine.
What is this? Can you find it?
I have a good hunch. What it is. We'll find it in our Digipedia.
I imagine it's something Creepymon.
I am
Because
pretty
this
sure.
looks like a.
I am pretty sure this is an X-antibody version of Creepymon.
Oh, there it is.
Demon X. There we go. Demon.
Oh, so he gets to be Demon.
He got his name changed back to the original. Okay, do you want to go with this one, or do you want to see what that level 99 one is?
I don't want to see level 99, because I will be honest, I don't like the way this one looks, and I don't know why.
I think you might just have, like, a preference for a different Digimon structure. Like, let's take a moment to observe.
I was kind of okay with Creepymon. I just didn't like his name until you pointed out the thumb.
Yeah.
I was like, he looks fine, I just don't like his name. But I don't know what it is about Demon X. I don't like the way it looks, and I'm not sure why.
I think I've had a...
Well, it looks a little less badass and a little more fabulous.
That's what I was going to touch on. Its colors. The colors didn't mix well with one another. It was kind of a contrast between bright neons and much darker tones. So it just... That usually requires a very delicate balance of mostly dark, with little shimmers of color and light through it. Kind of like creases and stripes. But for him, it was the opposite end. Bright colors with little hints of dark here and there, which, you know.
Yeah, it's a little bit candy.
A little too candy for little Aaron. his sweet tooth is not striking.
I think also, I don't know, something else about it just seemed off. I'm looking it up again because I want to get another hint of it.
Maybe it was the blue of the face and the exposed like chest, because it also had this kind of like stark yellow X place there, kind of like chest hair. I think it might have been a mixture of colors not being balanced properly and colors not like complementing one another. There was no they were not working together to raise each other up. They were kind of just fighting for the attention of the viewer.
You know what I think it is? I think, the colored armor. I think it's the crystals.
The crystals?
They look just off.
They look like rock candy?
Kind of. Something about them, they don't look right on him.
I mean, let's take another moment to examine his design. So, I could see the colors becoming more intense as you go, and maybe the crystals could have been where the spikes and stuff are, but I think they added a few too many crystals to him. Like, they added it where they shouldn't be. They didn't...
Well, because he has the giant, like, things on his shoulder, which I was fine with. Those did look kind of cool. But I think he has them on both sides of his forearm, so it's not like an arm thing, because it's also on the underside. And then he has them, like, above his knees.
So you feel like they...
And it just kind of also seems to be going on the other side. And it just looks wrong. It looks it doesn't look like they should be crystals there. It looks like they were literally just slapped on him. And I don't think I like that about it.
That makes sense.
It makes me think, because to me it looks like a Sylvopithecus tried to be Dr. Snapped and didn't do it very well.
They didn't stitch together the design aspects. I think a Digimon like this that I imagine you might like more is Chimeramon. Chimeramon's a personal favorite of mine, but it has a lot of what you just mentioned, where the parts don't look like they should be in a particular place. But it does, it doesn't look like they've just been slapped on. It intentionally plays around the idea that they've been stitched on, like a Frankenstein sort of thing. Do you think if there was some connective tissue that made the crystals make sense for where they are, that the design would look better?
I think so. I think that the problem is that probably would look better, because if it was like stitched, like with the stitched on thing, that makes sense why some of them would be like off, because that's by design. The crystals are only in the arms and like above the legs, and there is no other crystals anywhere else on the body. And I think that also is off, because he never had crystals before, and then this one gets random crystals slapped on, and they don't look like they belong on this guy.
Crystal privilege. The privilege to have crystals.
They just threw it on there to give him shiny bits, and it's like, he didn't need the shiny bits. He had enough shiny already, and now you're trying to give him more.
Well, on the topic of X antibodies, lore-wise, the whole purpose of it is to function as an avenue to cause certain traits of a Digimon to be expressed more. So you would have, let's say...
I can see that with the thing on his shoulder. He's got the hands.
Yeah, that much is apparent there, but also there's a bad habit of just adding crystals onto an X antibody Digimon instead of having them be a proper part of it, which I think is kind of a loss when it comes to design.
I have kind of noticed that, because when I went to look up Demon X, it gave me a bunch of other X antibodies, and there is a significant amount of crystals on them.
I think if they removed Crystal as a focus and started... Eric, your mic peaked hard there. Ow.
All right.
I think if they stopped focusing on the crystals and just honed in more on what X antibodies are supposed to do, make things more extreme for a Digimon, it'd be better. I think a good design for a Mega to Ultra level X antibody is probably Lilithmon, because...
Yo, I think Ogremon's got a sick one.
Oh man, what changes about him? I believe it brings out the Berserker in him a little more.
Oh yeah, he's got his body's covered in glowing like scars. He has his axe is replaced with a guitar axe, so he looks heavy metal. They go with a heavy metal thing with him.
He looks pretty Axel.
You know what? That's a good point. It's very much Axel vibes.
Axel. I think another one that I
Because this is what it normally looks like, and then you have this bastard.
The red streak through the hair.
Yeah, it's got like, I mean, that's what it normally looks like, and you have this biker dude covered in. It really does look like someone just going berserk, wrapped just a axe blade to their guitar, and it's just been swinging it around wildly.
And more Digimon need to do that. They need to just make the... If they're going X antibody, they need to make the aspects of the Digimon more extreme, instead of just... Crystal!
Alright.
Another one, it was like I think Bafflemon, which just had crystal spikes coming up. It was clearly already a spiky one, and they had crystal spikes everywhere, and it's like, those do look cool, but it's also just very glowy. And I'm like,
Too bright, my eyes. It burns. Also, I think this might be the final fight we need before we get you up to 99. Now we just...
Cyberdramon looks cool as an X antibody.
Cyberdramon?
Not just checking out the antibodies.
I think I might have to maybe put some up on screen as a consequence of editing, but who knows?
You can show when we get to this part where we're talking about Ogremon. You could just post the picture.
This will be the most edited talkative training that has happened. Okay, so what we need now is some stuff and things. Let's.
Yeah. Hold on, since the other one was an X antibody, do you know any other alternate forms they could take that the other one might be?
Burst modes. There's burst modes that are a thing. It's when a Digimon temporarily gets a boost from the soul of their person. There's armor digivolution, but that's kind of its own thing.
I'm a bit curious what it could be.
Well, we're about to find out. I just need to buy one more miracle meat. Bing bang bong. Saver game. Now,
But yeah, when they try to make something complex and they try to make it look naturally seamless, that's when it goes wrong. If they did more obvious assembly, Frankenstein, just out there blatant, then it's like it'd be much more acceptable.
yeah.
Like the jump from Ogre to X is very drastic. There's a big difference between them because the other one's like very less clothing. It's got like the like classic like orc kind of design thing, and then it jumps to like biker to like heavy metal biker berserker. But it still keeps a lot of elements that look the same, so it's like this is like a giant boost in power thing while still looking like and feeling like the first form.
Yeah. Also, we're about to evolve you. Let's see what this is.
Oh boy.
Creepymon, God of Wrath, becomes Demon Spider.
Oh my God,
Giant.
what are you?
The giant enemy spider.
What is this dude? Do I have tiny dudes on me?
No, those are swords from the.
Oh, I'm just stabbed. Okay.
You have a sword for each of the Digimon.
I'm sorry.
Demons.
Read its ability.
10% chance of instantly killing target when attacking and prevents instant death. I want to point out that's not just for you, that's also for your allies on the field.
It literally just grants everyone an instant kill
Also,
aura.
Your signature move is an AoE attack that always does 444 damage. So, you know.
That actually, you know what? That's a very fun number because that's basically death 3 times.
Yep. I think that's the gimmick. But
I imagine so. What is this guy? I gotta know what this dude is. Do you know?
let's find him in the let's find him in the field guide.
I want to read the lore on this thing.
I am 100%.
This is actually really sick.
I believe it is the 8th Demon Lord, where all the other Demon Lords get together and form basically a Megazord of evil. I gotta find him first.
Am I the? Is that it? No.
Ogudamon.
Ogudamon.
Ogudamon is a grotesque super demon lord who has 7 legs and eyes as well as an 8th eye, as it includes the whole of the digital world's sins and moreover is a mysterious personification with the ability to atone for them all. The power of a Digimon with even a small amount of malice is counterbalanced, and it is impossible for it to defeat Ogudamon. In other words, you are a personification of sin that is also able to cleanse the world of it.
Oh, is Daemon a demon lord, and that's
Yes.
why it evolves into it? Because I just looked at that. That's 7. That's only 6.
Creepymon is
Seven
the
evolutions.
Creepymon is the Demon Lord of Wrath.
Wow. So you're a
Yeah,
big.
damn it! Wait, there's only 6, and that bothers me. Where's
The 7th one, I believe, is Lucamon, who is a completely different line that has some weird stuff
enough.
tied to it. He is the
I suppose he has his own thing going. Because isn't he also super important usually in Digimon stuff?
he's pretty important, and he's also the Demon Lord of Pride, so it makes sense why he wouldn't want to become a part of.
He wouldn't want to be Ogudamon.
Yeah.
You're a big.
I gotta look up all these goddamn demon lords.
You're an arachnoid sin eater. Oh.
Yeah, I find it interesting that it's like, oh yeah, they combined them together and it's a super demon lord. Oh, so it's evil. Absolutely not.
It is the perfect being of balance.
It is specifically stated to atone for these sins. It is like, wow, that's a twist.
Well, okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this with a little bit of reason. Tenebris turned from a black knight to a white knight. You've become an icon of sin that somehow has a propensity for forgiveness. You know, mighty hand and all that. And you've got Rootkit and Shark, who are their own beasts. So I find it funny that Tenebris goes from Alphamon to Excalibur mode, and you go from Lord Roy, the Destroyer, to Lord Roy, the merciful Titan. But I actually want to test. I want to test this out. I want to see what he's like.
Me too. Oh wait, there's a moveset. We gotta check out his moveset. Also, damn the size of him.
He's a big boy. Okay, so I feel like acceleration boost is a given.
Actually, what does Darkness Zone use? Oh, I guess can I actually boost it?
You can't boost it because it is always a fixed 444 to all foes. But I suppose this gives us a reason to get into a fight because I want to see if acceleration boost has an effect on it.
That's what I meant. Can I acceleration boost it? Can it become 8?
We're gonna find out.
Let's find out.
God, there's so many spikes on that guy. Okay, Darkness Zone acceleration boost. Nope, it's always
Nope.
444.
400. That's good to know though. So that means, God, that thing looks so good.
He's so goddamn cool!
Alright, what other moves do they have?
I think I cut myself off while I was making that line. Anyways, moves. You could go for...
I think she's actually more magic based.
you do have an intelligence of 202.
And 72 attack.
Yep. So if you...
So Roy has become a magic user. Okay.
A Dark Lord, a wizard.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for Thunder and Burst Flame then.
Thunderfall.
Might as well. Might as well cover all the bases.
Well, Thunderfall is a physical attack. Burst Flame is magic, so we'll go with that.
That is magic.
Hell Crusher or Nightmare is an attack on 3.
Okay, let's try that.
Huh.
I think I do have all those other abilities that were originally from Adamon, which I don't think work well. So,
Well, you could go for more magic attacks, or you could take on a buff or some debuff stuff here with Guard Break and Mental Break.
I don't know. I guess I can get rid of Acceleration Boost.
Acceleration Boost is already there, which leaves us with 2 slots open.
No, I mean I can get rid of it because it's. Oh, actually no, because that's for anything, right? Yeah, just double damage.
Just
so
double.
I'm definitely keeping that. Is there any AoE stuff? Because I think that was I guess Darkness Zone's my AoE, but it's very pricey, so I think I want a cheaper one.
You have Hell Crusher. Hell Crusher
That
would be
works.
an AoE. Okay. That leaves 1 slot.
No, it's like a mental charge.
That way you can kind of
Boost my own.
Yeah.
To boost my own, because 10% to his, because that's 200 and he's only like what, level 10? Yeah.
Let's
So
test.
we're probably gonna get a lot higher.
Let's test out Hell Crusher on everything. Okay, good to know. You do a sufficient amount of damage. Now, since we've gotten Lord Roy to be the monstrosity that he is now,
You know what? Hold on. Because he was flying and it doesn't look right. Can we actually take him out? I want to see how big he is on the field.
okay, let's go to Eden and see how big the boy is. Bing.
I wonder if you're gonna have to update the
Oh,
image of everyone.
oh no!
But you got giant spider.
Oh, you never fit. You never fit.
It might fit slightly better because now you just have the. God, you could just stand under me like a bloody cage. Wait, you actually did it. Come on.
I'm in prison. I'm in stupid baby prison.
I can now just imprison you whenever you do something stupid.
Hold on. I said the word baby and I just realized these legs are not a part of you. Neither is that red disc. You're just kind of like a tube, like a grub inside of a baby carrier. Like one of those things with the little wheels on the bottom of
Wait,
it.
is that not connected? Those are just floating. Is any part? Am I just a bunch of floating parts? Do I have any connection?
I'm pretty sure they all connect, but I like the idea that you're just kind of like that. You're just kind of like a grub in the center
God,
of
I'm
this.
just Rayman. I have no actual jump. Everything just floats there.
big but, huge butts. That is Lord Roy! He's buff now! He's huge! He's scary even. And he's an ultra level, which means we are officially a good spot, ain't we? Aren't we?
Indeed. I'm curious what new moves I might unlock as I level up.
Well, I figured out that we can actually learn that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll start by just finding the boy.
All the way to the bottom.
It's like, there he is. So, we can do that by looking here. It shows the moves and the level required to learn them. You learn Destruction Cannon 3, Hell Crusher 3, Restore, which, funny.
Extra blow? What is that?
I believe that is an air move that that applies the effect of dot to an enemy. I'm not sure what dot does, but yeah. But
Very interesting.
I believe that is it for now. We've done our part. We've got Lord Roy where he needs to be. And we'll go ahead and wrap that up. To whom have joined us for the evening, thank you for being there. Thank you for listening to our inane ramblings. I hope you have a wonderful night. Goodbye.